Bob Dylan, one of the 20th century's most influential figures, left an indelible mark on popular music in the rock and roll era. Emerging from New York's Greenwich Village folk scene in the early 1960s, Dylan gained renown as a perceptive, versatile songwriter, equally adept at crafting protest anthems and tender love ballads. His use of impressionistic, stream-of-consciousness lyrics reshaped folk music and later rock and roll, especially when he transitioned to electric guitar in 1965. Over just 18 months, he released a trio of groundbreaking albums, Bringing It All Back Home, Highway 61 Revisited, and Blonde on Blonde, expanding the boundaries of rock and roll and solidifying his place at the forefront of popular culture.
Hi, how are you? Name's... Oh, I'm a great fan of yours.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hi.
Where are you going? What's the game?
Dylan's journey began in humble beginnings in Duluth, Minnesota. Born as Robert Allen Zimmerman on May 24, 1941. Raised in Hibbing, Minnesota, he learned to play guitar and harmonica as a child and formed a rock and roll band called the Golden Chords in high school. After graduating in 1959, he pursued art studies at the University of Minnesota, where he began performing folk songs in coffee houses under the name Bob Dylan, inspired by the poet Dylan Thomas. His musical influences included Hank Williams and Woody Guthrie, with a growing appreciation for blues. In 1960, he spent time in Denver, where he met bluesman Jesse Fuller, who influenced his signature harmonica and guitar style. Upon returning to Minneapolis, he was determined to pursue a professional music career. Dylan's arrival in New York City in 1961 marked a turning point. He quickly became a prominent figure in the Greenwich Village folk community, performing at coffee houses and even visiting his idol Woody Guthrie in the hospital. His charismatic presence garnered a following, and a positive review of his concert in 1961 caught the attention of Columbia A&R man John Hammond, leading to Dylan's signing with the label.
He really changed the whole image of Columbia Records. Columbia was an MOR company. It was Sing Along with Mitch, it was Johnny Mathis, it was the tried and the true. And suddenly, Bob came along with a revolutionary outlook for a new generation.
His self-titled debut album, released in 1962, featured folk and blues standards along with 2 original songs. Throughout 1962, Dylan penned a significant number of original songs, many of them political protest songs. These were showcased on his second album, The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan. The album, comprised entirely of original songs, made a significant impact on the folk community and led to numerous covers by other artists, including Peter, Paul, and Mary's chart-topping rendition of Blowin' in the Wind. Dylan's relationship with Joan Baez, a prominent folk singer, further fueled his creativity. In early 1964, The Times They Are A-Changin' was released, featuring Dylan's evolving literate songwriting influenced by poets like Arthur Rimbaud and John Keats. Around this time, he expanded his musical influences to include blues and R&B, which became evident on his next album, Another Side of Bob Dylan. Dylan's musical journey took an electrifying turn with Bringing It All Back Home in 1965, signaling his departure from traditional folk. His performance with an electric band at the Newport Folk Festival that year marked a turning point, drawing mixed reactions from the audience, but solidifying his acceptance in the rock and roll community. The song Like a Rolling Stone became a hit, redefining the boundaries of the pop single. His collaboration with the band in 1966 and the tumultuous British tour further cemented his status as a musical icon. However, in July 1966, a motorcycle accident sidelined him, leading to a period of reclusiveness and introspection. Dylan and the band recorded an extensive catalogue of music during this time, known as the Basement Tapes, which showcased his evolving songwriting and musical style. The recordings were circulated unofficially, marking the beginning of bootleg recordings.
Early '68, this guy calls me up and we do the equivalent of a dope deal, except there's no money involved. You know, he surreptitiously hands me this cassette and says, "Don't tell anybody where you got this." And I take it home and listen to it and call up all my friends, and they come over and we all listen to it, completely awestruck.
In 1967, Dylan surprised the public with John Wesley Harding, featuring a quiet country-inspired sound. He continued to explore country music on Nashville Skyline in 1969, although the album received mixed reviews. The 1970s saw Dylan's musical evolution, from his Christian phase with albums like Slow Train Coming to his return to secular music with Infidels in 1983. He embarked on extensive tours, including the Never Ending Tour, which began in 1988. Collaborations with the Traveling Wilburys and successful albums like Oh Mercy in 1989 marked this period. Dylan's career saw various phases, including his exploration of folk traditions with albums like Good As I Been to You and World Gone Wrong in the early 90s. He continued to tour extensively and received critical acclaim with Time Out of Mind in 1997, earning multiple Grammy Awards. Throughout the 2000s, Dylan released albums like Love and Theft and Modern Times, embracing his role as a modern-day troubadour. He also explored the Great American Songbook with albums like Shadows in the Night and Triplicate. Dylan's enduring impact on music was further recognized when he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2016, solidifying his status as a poetic and musical legend. In recent years, Dylan continued to release new music, including the acclaimed Rough and Rowdy Ways in 2020. His bootleg series, live recordings and collaborations with other artists further enriched his extensive discography.
Stay heavy, stay loud, and I'll see you in Keep Metal.